the follow-up to their breakout album. Hello guys, my name is the Polish Gamer and welcome to yet another album review. Continuing on with the Nickelback discography, this time we are reviewing 2003's The Long Road. Oh yeah. Now before I say anything else, I'm just quickly gonna put this in here. This is my favorite Nickelback album. Yes, this is my favorite. And the biggest reason for that definitely has to be is just how it's probably their heaviest album, especially post the State era. I'm telling you guys, this album, it does have some ballads on it, but there are also a lot of heavy tracks. Like, this is definitely about 70 or 80% heaviness on this record, which is something which, you know, now these days Nickelback are more kind of 50-50, like they have like half of the album kind of heavy and then half of the album, you know, just kind of ballads. Of course, the last album, No Fixed Address, kind of changed that, where only about 20 or 30% of the album was heavy and then the rest was just pop. But we're gonna get to that album in the future, okay? Let's focus on this right now. I really wish Nickelback would have continued making records like this, where they mostly focus on the heavy stuff, and then they just put in a few, lighter songs here and there, which is really what they did really well with this record, and that's why I really, really like it. After the success of Silver Side Up, Nickelback really had to put out their A game here to keep fans interested, and they surely did. On one song, maybe even too much. The album is a little bit longer than the previous two releases, clocking in over 40 minutes, the longest running time since their debut. Finally, an album that actually gets over 40 minutes, so I don't have to bitch about that. It's got fan favorites, underrated songs, everything basically you would want. So let's start properly with this review. The album immediately starts out strongly with a great opener, Flat on the Floor. It is a very short but very energetic song. Like, it's so heavy, like you just start up the album and out of nowhere you got this crazy super fast guitar riff, and then it's just the only complaint I have about it is short, but it's an amazing way to start off the album. Gets you in the mood for it and really makes you realize what there is to come, and it just really proves that this is a heavy album. After that, we follow it up with the second track, Do This Anymore, which is actually definitely a contender for my favorite song on this record. I love it. Like, honestly, this is one of the songs I always keep coming back to when I listen to this album, and man, it never disappoints. Like, this song just doesn't get old. There's just something about it. I don't know if it's just I don't know what it is. I can't really put my finger on it, but I think it's just the song is made so well. Everything just fits perfectly. Like, I really like the way that the verses blend into each chorus, and I just also like Chad's vocals on it, which is actually another one big high point for this record. Chad's vocals. This was definitely his prime in terms of like his vocal performances. After that, we have the lead single off of the record, Someday. Now, I mentioned before that one song on this album, because of course the last record, Silver Side Up, had Nickelback's biggest hit, This Is How You Remind Me, or How You Remind Me, well, excuse me. They had to follow it up, right? And they followed it up very well with Someday being very similar to How You Remind Me in terms of its song structure. Now, I'm pretty sure some of you already heard of this on the internet, because I'm definitely not the first one to say this, but yeah, Someday is really similar to How You Remind Me. I mean, it really is. Like, I don't know, was it laziness? Was it just like the band members thinking, oh, it did so well, let's just, kind of use the same formula? Or maybe it was just an accident, I don't know, but even though that is a thing, it has a similar song structure, I don't mind personally, as Someday is one of my favorite songs on this record. It's a song which, Chad described it in an interview one day. It was like something about, like, for instance, you ask your father as a kid, to repair your bike or something like that, something cliche, and then the father says, I won't do it now, but someday I'll get to it, it's basically about you promising something to someone you love or whatever, and you say that whatever they want, it's not gonna happen now, but someday you'll get to it. Someday you'll come through on your promise. Skipping a few songs to track 6, we got the song Because of You, which is easily one of Nickelback's most heavy songs. I mean, it starts off with a great riff, and it just also, and it which stays throughout the entire song, and it's just so heavy. It's kick-ass. It's got a great drum beat going as well, which definitely keeps the song going as well, along with the guitar. And another thing which I really like about the song is its lyrics. The lyrics on Because of You are definitely some of Nickelback's darkest lyrics, especially like after the turn of the new millennium. Like, honestly, like, this is something that could have really fit in back in the days of The State or something like that. Like, this is really like the last album which really had lyrics like that. After this, like, those dark lyrics really disappeared. Apart from few small exceptions, which I will cover in the next reviews, but really these are some dark lyrics on Because of You, and it's definitely one of my favorite tracks. This is also definitely the album where Nickelback started to get a little sexual with their lyrics. I mean, track 7, Figured You Out, starts off with the line, "I like your pants around your feet." Despite all of that, I still think it's a good song. Definitely one of the ones that stand out the most, as it was one of the singles. And in a way, like, I don't know, this might just be me, it kind of reminds me of Metallica's Sad But True in a way. Of course, not really like lyrically, in terms of what it's about. Of course, that's way different, but what I like is, at the start, like basically the first entire bit of the song, Chad is saying about how he loves all of these things about this woman, how he loves everything about her, the way she can't say no, and the white stains on her dress, yeah. But at the end of the song, it all just changes up, and he starts singing about how he hates everything about her. He hates the people that she knows. He hates the way she acts. Everything, he just changes up, and it kind of that's kind of the point of the song. Figured you out. He finally figured her out, and he knows what she really is. So at first he kind of likes her for all these things, but then eventually he figures her out, and he hates her for everything, And it kind of reminds me of the Sad But True, because of Sad But True near the end, that song also kind of has that shift where it kind of changes to everything to the opposite, and that's like one reason why it reminds me of that song, although of course its lyrical content is very different. Then we got one of the softer songs on the album, and definitely one that is really underrated. We got Guess I Should Have Listened, which is this really... It kind of has a country vibe to it in a way, but I really like the acoustic guitars on it. Again, like I said before, Chad's vocals absolutely put in an amazing performance, and it's just a really good underrated song. Definitely one of the highlights in my opinion off of the record. The one track before last, Another Hole in the Head, has got a great rhythm to it. It really pumps you up, although I do think the lyrics are a little repetitive. I mean, they really do get repeated quite a lot. And then last but not least, we got the final track, See You at the Show, which is one of my personal favorite Nickelback songs. It really deserves a lot more attention than it does get. I mean, it's such a great track. It's like, again, I think just like Guess I Should Have Listened, it's got a little bit of a country vibe to it, but I just really love it. I like to sing, like, I always enjoy singing along to it. It's got lyrics. It's a great song for a road trip. It's basically, I think, was written when Nickelback were out on the road, on a tour. You're touring, and basically, like, we'll see you at the show, if you don't come, we'll never know. You stand off in the back, you still stand out while you're wearing black. I just really love the lyrics on this one. Sorry for that. And like I was saying, I also just really love the song's mood, and it's just a great way to finish off the record. It really is. But yeah, that was the album, The Long Road, my favorite Nickelback album, and I mean, it's basically one of the reasons why it is my favorite is because it stays consistent all the way throughout. There's really not a single dull moment on this record, and well, this is, in my opinion, the high point of Nickelback's career. It didn't sell as well as Silver Side Up, but it was still very successful, of course, going multi-platinum, and also getting a lot of radio play. But of course, then again, every Nickelback album since Silver Side Up has gotten a lot of radio play. So yeah, it was the last album to have Ryan Vicadell on the drums, and well, that was it. That was the album. So hope you guys enjoyed the review. Next time we'll be reviewing All the Right Reasons, which is Nickelback's most successful album. And and of course this is kind of where their downfall begins, because like I said, this is my favorite album, so all the next albums are not going to be as good as this one, which it's kind of sucks, but It's what happens, you know. So we're kind of gonna be going downhill from here. Of course, I hope that Nickelback's next album, Feed the Machine, is gonna be amazing. But we'll just have to wait until summertime. But yeah, I'm gonna be giving this album an 8.5 out of 10. Yes, the highest score I've given so far, and of course it is gonna be the highest because, like I said, this is my favorite. So next time it's gonna be all the right reasons. But for now, my name is the Polish Gamer. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Bye!